Awesome. I think we're
All
we're
right.
rocking and rolling here. So,
All right.
Shannon, how are you?
I'm good, doing good.
Awesome. Well, it's so good to be able to jump on live with you here today and just talk through your story and your success. And, I'm really excited to be able to introduce you and have you be able to share your story because it's a story that should be heard. And I know it's encouraging and inspiring. And I get fired up anytime I, just look at the numbers, see your results and all of that. And so, first of all, thanks for taking your time to jump on and to be able to share. And I want to just mention to those who are watching maybe live right now, or maybe you're watching in the replay, to just smash the like button and show Shannon some love. And, maybe you don't know our prior connection, but we had a friendship, before we met in the gym. And I remember that place that you were in 2 years before, or 2 years ago, almost now. It's been crazy to see your progress throughout. And I know, when we sat down for the first time, you were looking to make some changes. And if you wouldn't mind just maybe introducing yourself and sharing just a few details, and where were you at in that place almost 2 years ago now when we first sat down?
Well, first of all, I'm a mom and a wife and a nurse and pretty much have a demanding life, I think where I was at, I've always considered myself to be an active person. I've always worked out, as a runner, but all those things just started piling up. And the thing that went to the bottom, the priority that went to the bottom was taking care of my own self. And, every day it just got away from me and got away from me. And pounds started coming on, and I was running up the stairs with a laundry basket and I was short of breath. And it was like, why am I living like this? And every single day it was at the back of my mind, I got to start working out again. I got to get back in shape. So just the day-to-day tasks, became a challenge, and it was, tedious just to do the dishes and just to have the motivation. I was tired all the time. And I just didn't want to live like that anymore.
Yeah.
And that's, I got to get back. And I started kind of trying to do things on my own. And I was like, I know how to go in the gym and you kind of meander around. And if you don't go in there with a plan, you really don't make any progress. So that's when I reached out and said, hey, Jake, I know you're training now.
Yeah.
Let's meet up. Yeah.
And you've got a pretty, even as long as I've known you now, I mean, you've always had like a full schedule. You're on the go, just high drive, high energy, and even with the kids too, teenagers, all of that, you've got a lot on your plate, and it's cool to see how you've progressed through. But one question that sticks out in my mind as well is, with you being, athletics and fitness, it's not like your first rodeo. I mean, you've been active before in a lot of different areas. What was it about that time, maybe some things that you had tried, or what was it that made you say, okay, it's time to make a shift, make a change, despite everything you knew at that time?
Really, I had a lot of knowledge going into training, but I felt like, there wasn't any focus. I was like, okay, I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my workout, but, I didn't really know where I was going with it. I just knew I just wanted to feel better. But I feel like just having, I don't know, that courage to reach out was like the first step, and I felt like that just put me down the right path. So. Yeah.
I love that. And I was definitely excited when you reached out. We had a great conversation, and it's been cool to see, this is the part that is exciting for me, is just getting to hear your results and the progress. I know, we talked through some of that even today when I saw you in the gym, just 3 hours ago. And so can you talk about a little bit about that? What have been some of the results that you've seen, from where you were to where you're at now? What are some of those things, the tangibles, the metrics, but even the intangible things, and your day to day, how that's changed?
Yeah, I definitely have more energy. Nothing challenges me that much anymore. I'm like, let's do it, let's go. I have that positive sense of mind. When things come and obstacles come, you got to work around it, and you got to have that focus. and just really putting the priorities where they belong. Because, your family is always, number one on my list, your family, your faith, and just having the energy to put towards those things really increases those relationships. And you don't want to go lay on the couch anymore. You want to go out and you want to do the things that you love and that you enjoy in life.
Right. Yeah.
So that is one of the, there's a lot of life out there to live. And if you don't have the energy to do it, then you're not going to do it. So.
Yeah. And that's awesome. I remember just on that note, like it kind of takes me back to when we were first talking. One of the things you said to me is, when I said why, you said, I want to take my life back. And I was like, that was a powerful statement. I was like, that's gold, and I've seen you do that. And I've seen, how you come in. You came in today, for a training session, and you already had, a mini workout in, some cardio in, and, and just seeing the consistency and the drive and the motivation through all of that it's really paid off in a lot of ways. And what's that look like in some of the numbers and things that have changed for you, if you don't mind sharing those details?
Yeah. Well, obviously 30 pounds down. I have time saying with 42 inches. I didn't know I didn't know I was that big. I didn't know where that came from, but 42 inches seems like a lot overall. But when I held that, I know we took that sandbag of 30 pounds and put it over my head, and I thought, I was walking around carrying that, and that's a lot. That's a lot to think about. So, that just really put it kind of in perspective of how much of a load you're carrying. No wonder my joints hurt, my back hurt, of course. But now I just feel, more energy, and, I have more self-confidence to do things that are hard, to do the hard things, get out there and do it.
That's huge. And I appreciate you saying that, because, it takes courage to be honest in that way, and that's clear that, you are, and just the things that you've gained out of the experience. And so, maybe could you talk a little bit about what's the experience been like, us working together? Maybe, there's something that in particular that's helped you, or, just has helped you through the experience. But can you talk a little bit about what that's been like for you, and what's been the most helpful for you in this process?
I think it's the accountability is huge. And then the focus and the sustainability of it, because it's, we looked at our overall goal and said, okay, where do I want to be in a year? Or what's my ultimate goal? And then we sat down and broke those up every month and said, okay, by the end of these 30 days, where do I want to be? And then we sat down and wrote out a plan of how I was going to get there. And that's huge, because, it's those small victories along the way each month. They got me to my big goal, and I'm still going, so I don't really have an end date anymore. It's just how I go now. So it's really that focus that, every month it keeps you pushing towards that little mini goal that brings you to that big victory. So,
yeah.
And then obviously the encouragement when I say, Jake, I can't do that. He said, yeah, we'll get you there,
We'll figure it out.
I never thought I was going to, get back and match my deadlift goal that I met, 10 years ago when I was 30. Didn't seem like it was even tangible, but we got there.
Yeah. So, you outdid it last month, December.
Yeah. So, it is doable. And so there's always that encouragement and the focus that keeps us on track.
Yeah, I love that. And I think another day too, that was, you mentioned the deadlift, like a significant day was the pull-up day too, because you're like, I want to be able to do pull-ups again. And here now you're just, cranking them out. I had to actually stop you today. Like, okay, let's move on. Too many pull-ups.
So yeah, and just the self-confidence to be able to do the hard work and to do the hard things. So
that's awesome.
I'm right. There's that too.
Yeah, for sure. And it's been, you know, a great experience, you know, working with you. Like you said, you're not done. I mean, I'm excited to see it's levels, you know, like next level. You just keep
Yeah.
going, next level, you know, and each week it's like you've accomplished something new and it's exciting. You know, what would you say for somebody that maybe is in that place and they're not sure, they're on the fence, they're, you know, they're feeling the burn of where they're at and they're just feeling all the emotions that they don't want to feel. What would you say, how would you speak to that person, you know, or even speaking to yourself, you know, back then, what you know now and where you were then?
Just do it. I mean, you will not regret 1 minute of it. There's so much you can gain out there. And yes, it's, you know, people say it's, you know, a financial investment. It is, but you will gain back so much of what you put into it. And you don't take care of yourself now, you're going to be taking care of your illness later, is what I always say. You know, as a nurse, you know, don't take care of themselves. I don't want to be that person. You know, you got to get up, and nobody's going to do it for you. You have to get up and make the change, and just reach out. If you're in a situation, there's, you know, so many resources out there. Just pick up the phone a friend, whatever you got to do. Get started. Just get started, because once you start, it just spirals into something that's a lifestyle, and you don't ever want to go back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you're not going back. You're going forward.
Right.
That's awesome. Well, Shannon, thanks so much for taking some time to just share your story. I know it's encouraging, it's inspiring, and it's still, dare I say, it's just the beginning. I mean, there's still different things. I mean, I just mentioned something earlier about the rope climb that I, you know, forgot was a goal from way back when. And so I'm sure we can, you know, check that off the list here real soon too. But
yeah,
I'm super proud of you and just all the progress that, you know, you've made. And, you know, we put our heads together on a plan for you. But you, honestly, you're the one that has been diligent, consistent, put in the work, you know, and you're seeing the payoff. And I'm so excited to be, you know, partnered up with you in that regard, and appreciate you sharing your story.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, take care and have a great day.
Thanks, Jake.